what happened in that first half.
JC Intal escapes, and he's off to another great night.
He's really abusing the defense right now as he continues to take the ball strong to the basket.
You know, he really can throw you off with those long arms and those deceptive feints and moves. Belga ends up with nothing, and the ball hits him before going out. By the way, Intal has 17 already.
Well, quick hands there by JC causing that turnover. Well, the one good thing that JC has going for him, he's not just a good vertical leaper, but he can really glide to the basket. I mean, he can really, he's a long jumper as well as a high jumper.
Oh, yes. Enrico shopping around. He likes this guy. Wilson is his favorite recipient, at least in the interior. Well, Belga ends up with his third and the first team foul of the Burger King Whoppers.
Yeah, most of the points of Ginebra here in the second half coming from inside that paint area as every player is starting to attack the rim.
Yes, it's the Wilson Villanueva combine, the duo that has really started that. In the meantime, enjoy the PBA with your friends and the new KFC Crushers now with new flavors. It smiles all around. 8:23 remaining. Wilson has been steady, and Burger King has seen enough, prompting them to call a timeout. They're already down by 10. $8:23 remaining. Those are our guys on the radio panel. Don't worry about the funny man on the right side. And that's, of course, Magu Marjon and Dennis Principe. And you can hear them if you're nowhere near a TV on DZRJ 810 AM on the AM band. Joey Santillan is, of course, that handsome young man on the right, their scorer. In the meantime, it's now 71-63. Here's Intal, quickly to Baguio. The double team on Intal has resulted in several openings.
That's what happens when a guy like JC Intal starts to get off offensively. Now the defense is so focused on him that it opens things up for his teammates.
Buenafe nowhere to go. Tries to slam it against an opponent. It's lost completely. Selena Cruz being told by Baguio, go that way, go that way. Nice drop off down the middle. Enrico, I thought they'd watch it. They were so congested. They were so tight together.
Well, I was thinking that Celino Cruz might go back to JC Intal, who was trailing the play, but he could not see him or hear him. And you're right, all four guys were about 3 or 4 feet away from each other in that fast break.
Here's Enrico Villanueva, first free throw, and when that shot is released and made, a chance for us to take a look at our KFC assist delivery of the quarter. Excellent feed, and that pass by Intal to Baguio. And by the way, enjoy watching the PBA games with Finger Looking Good Food. Dial 887-8888 now.
Well, Burger King has been outscored 19-8 in this particular quarter.
And they've been hit from all directions. And Cabagnot and Aban looking at each other. They were both out of sync. They had no eye contact to begin with.
What you call the getting to know each other period?
Yes, I guess so. Villanueva falling into his box there, and there's a foul.
Well, Aban was not having a great time guarding JC Intal, so he switched over to Cyrus Baguio. Marquis is coming to the game to try to slow down JC Intal.
And Aban has just been whistled for his third personal foul, and we are already in the 76-point range. You were right about the high-scoring mode of this game. Wilson open. Tip in by Cruz. And look at this. The point guard grabs the rebound. Intal. Whoa, everybody jumping up. And Intal missing the hoop completely. Cruz trying to ball hawk, and he was tagged. Chicky, what do you have?
Thank you, Sev. In the last huddle of Burger King, Coach Yang reprimanded his boys and he said, "Konting sipag, trabaho tayo. Recover sa pick and roll with Enrico and don't allow him to get easy passes. And lastly, play the zone defense of Ginebra the right way. Attack and don't shoot too much from the outside." Sev?
And Yang Yao hoping that those lessons will not fall on deaf ears here, as the lead has already rocketed to 13. They managed to trim it down to 11.
But they've been having a little bit of success getting the ball inside to their big men against this zone defense. The zone defense of Ginebra must have been a surprise for Burger King, as they did not play zone defense in the first half, as Enrico commits an offensive foul.
You go ahead, please.
I was saying Ginebra did not play zone defense in the first half, so when they came out with their zone defense at the beginning of the third quarter, it seemed to surprise the Burger King team.
In the meantime, we've got Eric Meng coming in for Villanueva. Baguio will also move out. Tubit is back in. And White, by the way, is in the game. Take a look at the third quarter turnovers.
Well, the Whoppers with 4 turnovers so far in the third, and Ginebra with just 1, which was that last play of the offensive foul by Enrico.
And they had talked about that, as Chicky reported earlier. Shot clock now down to 5. Belga launches. Tubid finds a bit of space, regains possession, partially deflected. Shot clock continues to tick away. It's down to 11. White gallops inside. It's now called as an offensive foul.
Well, even if the defensive player is moving alongside of you, you can't jump into him. He does have airspace that you have to at least respect a little bit.
And that is exactly what happened in that last sequence, as White tried to break down the defense there. We're down to 5:19. It's still an 11-point lead. Ginebra is up. Corner shot, Aban. Here comes White and the rest of the barangay. No whistle there. Now there was a whistle. Crowd was already shrieking with excitement. But not with his third foul.
When I coached Samboy Lim and played with Samboy Lim, Sev, every time he would get out on a fast break, you could hear the crowd start to get into a
murmur, a frenzy.
And I'm starting to feel the same thing with JC Intal. Every time he starts to get out on the fast break, you can hear the crowd start to murmur.
And remember the time you usually had somebody come off the bench, and then the crowd, there was this, and when he would start flying, and the crowd would just lose it. JC trying to control his dribble. Wilson dancing, and there was a foul.
And Willie Wilson might be the most underrated player we have here in the PBA. He is very efficient. Like I said, he's about 6'2". He plays power forward at 6'2", which is...
And he does those little gritty jobs, take rebounds, provide picks, and he's sometimes lost in the shuffle that the defense forgets him, and he burns them because of that forgetfulness.
That's exactly right. He's done a great job this year of getting to the basket, being able to beat his man off the dribble, something he didn't really show in the past. There's Samboy Lim, my former teammate and, of course, my player.
And I hear from Ronnie Magsanak, when they do play their pickup games, Samboy can still
play. There's no question. Just like Alan Kaidik can still shoot.
Yes, and we learned that in the NBA PBA Legends game. And Samboy, one of the most mild-mannered, soft-spoken people you ever will meet. Here we go! I understand now your comparisons, and the crowd beginning to hum with excitement with JC Intal's 17 points. Now Burger King needs a response here. Nice turn by Sharma. Tubid nearly yanking away Wesley Gonzalez there. Here's Intal and says, let's set it up properly. Intal lets it fly from 3. 20-point game.
I think JC and Tao has come of age here in this particular conference, particularly the last 4 games of this conference.
Just shining brightly here, and it's now 82-65.